Guys, this lighting is kind of spooky. Hey guys, so I'm gonna talk. It's been a while since I made a video, and I've been contemplating. I made some, I just never finished them, and there's a reason I didn't finish them. I just feel like they weren't good videos. I feel like I needed a really long video because I love making videos on this game. I still haven't got bored of the game yet. Clearly not. I did hit Grandmaster both times, so I would definitely say I'm not a boosted Grandmaster. I just think I have a little bit to say about how I balance every single character. And I always just say when I wants my opinion on what the characters. I mean, like, you know, I'm really like, I think this character should be this and this and this. But I thought it'd be interesting to just make a whole ass video on what character I think is what character I think should be buffed, what character should be nerfed. There are a lot of characters in this game, and I'm gonna go over all of them because I'm that bored, or because I really want to make a video. Jury's still out on that, but you know, for the meantime, I hope this video is less than half an hour. Right now the clock is rolling, and I'm gonna try to make this as fast as I can, with being as accurate with details as I can. Let's start off with the golden boy himself, the perfect human, Adam Warlock. Personally, I think Adam Warlock needs a buff. And I know it's weird to say that Adam Warlock needs a buff because he's kind of the most balanced out of all of them, because the rest of the healers are broken. But again, in comparison to other healers, he's not the greatest. I think his Soulbound is a really good ability. His healing is pretty good. I just think his healing should be a little bit better on tanks personally, and I think that would honestly make him a lot better as a secondary healer, because I feel like you cannot pocket with him, and it's like, I feel like his healing should just be higher enough that he should be able to pocket. His ult just also feel like just a little bit more health when you spawn. I don't know, maybe like, instead of just 100, maybe 150 or 125, just a little bit more health when you spawn so you don't get instantly fucking wiped again. Because I feel like every time I hear Born Again, my team fucking dies again. That's my opinion. I think Adam Warlock needs a slight buff. But other than that, he's great. Oh my god, bro. This character, he's like good, and he's also fucking horrible. It's like both. He can either be the most disgusting Black Panther you've ever seen, like slicing through your backline like fucking nothing, or he can be like the worst, like you miss your one dash, you get absolutely pummeled and fucking die because you missed one dash. It's like, it's hard to balance a character like this, because once you nerf him, everyone who's good at him is gonna suck ass, and everyone that's bad at him is not gonna do good on him. I don't know. I feel like right now he's in need of a slight-ish buff because of the 3 support meta. I know it's weird to say, but because of the 3 support meta, I think he needs a buff. But other than 3 support meta, if they nerf 3 support meta, he's fine where he is. Black Widow is another character that we all know just needs a buff. There is no reason this character should not get buffed. And I know a lot of people are saying that maybe we shouldn't give her a one-shot headshot. I'm very mixed on the fact that we should or shouldn't. It's hard to hit a one-shot headshot on her. But the truth is, I feel like if she does get a one-shot headshot, she's gonna get an insane amount of play somehow, and then she's just, I don't know. I think it's gonna be hard. I don't know if they should directly give her a 250 headshot damage. However, I do think they should just buff her gun in other ways. Like, number one, I think her gun should just have a higher rate of fire by like a little bit. I think that would just give her an insane quality of life change, so that she's not always getting dicked down on when she misses the one shot, in my opinion. I think the sprint buff to her was good. I think her ease is solid, honestly, as a countermeasure. And her gun does okay damage to the body, but I feel like it should do a little bit more. I mean, you give me Hawkeye a lot more fucking damage per body shot, to be honest, than Black Widow. So I feel like you should give her just a little bit more body shot damage, to be honest. I feel like that wouldn't be the worst, but that's it. That's all I could change. Because if you give this character too many buffs, then she becomes OP. The Hulk. Just nerf his team up, and then we're honestly kind of good. This character gets banned way too fucking often for me to even consider him a character that's in play half the time, because he's just always banned because Iron Man team up is disgusting. Because without an Iron Man team up, the Hulk is a fine tank. He is not that crazy. He's annoying to deal with sometimes. If there's a really good tank, if there's a really good Hulk, your team's kind of fucked. But how often does it really happen? Like, very rarely have I seen a Hulk that dominates the whole lobby because he's playing Hulk. Yeah, and that's the reason why. Other than that, he's fine. Holy fucking shit, do we need to buff this character? I don't care how many of you Catmans say this character is OP and fun. He's bad. I love playing Cap, but he's fucking ass. He has negative damage to the backline. I swear to God, sometimes when I die the backline, I fucking heal him. I feel like that's how little damage I do. When the support heals them, I feel like I'm hitting them. It's so hard to get on someone with Cap for some reason, even though he has like unlimited sprinting. It feels like he can never stay on the back line. Oh, another thing is that like his damage, again, that's the main thing, is his damage is negative. Like it doesn't do any damage. I don't know how it always feels like he does no damage. Maybe it's either his speed, attack speed, or I don't fucking know what. It just needs more damage, and his cooldowns are way too long for what it is. I feel like his shield throw should just be on a slightly less cooldown. And yes, I know that his like Liberty Dash with, you know, the F ability like got a cooldown reduction, but I feel like, you know, what would be better is that you just gave that shit damage. Did you know that his aerial slam, his 12-second fucking ability, I swear to God, it's 12 seconds. It takes fucking 30 damage. That jump smash does 30 damage. Did you know Venom's does 70? Venom's does 70. Cap's does 30. And Venom's is like fucking up whenever he wants it, basically. I feel like with Cap, you fucking get sucked. You suck dick for like half the time when you're diving, and then you use one of your only 2 ways to do damage to get the fuck out. Venom's web swing is 7 seconds long. Why the fuck is Captain America's 12 to dash and it does 30 damage? I don't understand why they're under nerfing this character. This character is in desperate need of buffs. Cloak and Dagger needs a big fucking nerf. I don't know who the fuck was cooking up that buff. Like, I still thought they were really already A tier at least before the buff, and then they just said, oh yeah, now she can have ult whenever she wants. Not to make her S tier. I don't understand the whole point of why are you trying to bring the supports into the S tier when they should not be this good. And then honestly, if they just reverted the changes they just did, I would be okay with that. Cloak and Dagger was already a great fucking character. I don't understand why they buffed the ult. I don't understand why they buffed fucking anything about her, to be honest. They're already good. I think if you want to keep the right click changes, okay. It's pretty strong on the right click now, but I mean, I guess that's fair. Because it's the only way she can heal herself. But other times, I don't understand the 4th dash. I don't understand why her ult comes back all the time. Increase the ult cost or take away the dash again. Because that extra dash was definitely not needed. Doctor Strange is the only tank where I'm like, he could kind of get a nerf, but honestly, I don't really think he needs one. Yeah, I think he's the strongest tank in the game, but that's just because he's so well-rounded. He's so well getting damage, and his damage is like around him. It's AoE. I think it's kind of like, I don't know. He's kind of hard to nerf, personally, I don't think, because like, what would you really nerf about him that they already have a nerf? They nerfed his E. Pulk's getting banned all the fucking time, so you're not gonna get his E to max damage anyway. I think he's fine where he is. I think there's nothing really to change about him. He's kind of good. He's just always gonna be good until like, unless they nerf him like significantly, he's always gonna be an S tier. Groot, low-key, might need a nerf. I don't know why people think Groot is like not broken, but I feel like Groot low-key is. Groot's only bad if you're running a solo tank Groot, but to be honest, I think a duo tank Groot, like duo 2 tanks, Groot's disgusting. Groot's wall is so hard to break unless you're playing Punisher, and you have to play Punisher against Groot because like you're low-key throwing if you're not playing someone with enough damage to kill the fucking trees. I mean the walls. The walls just, the ironclad wall, whatever it's fucking called, the ironwood wall has 800 or 700 HP. That is fucking crazy. That's like a fucking tank you have to kill right before you can kill the actual tank. I low-key think he needs a nerf. Hawkeye, one of my favorite characters. Does he need a nerf still? Does he really need a nerf anymore? I would argue no. I don't think he needs a nerf anymore. I don't even think he needs a buff. I just think he's okay where he is. He's good for the characters. Like, if you're good with Hawkeye, he's still a good pick. He's not as abusive as before because he now has to be like in range to shoot. If a Hawkeye's shooting you, there's a good chance you're seeing him because he has to like be kind of closer now. 40 meters to 60 meters was a huge jump, but I mean, he feels almost as powerful, and his ult is always kind of eh. But everything else about Hawkeye is awesome, and I really think this is like the perfect way to balance them because I don't think I've seen a Hawkeye banned at all this season, and that's a good thing because I like playing Hawkeye. On the other hand, I do think Hela is absolutely still fucking ass like to deal with because Hela is still disgusting. Yes, they nerfed her damage by like 10%. But she's still disgusting as fuck. I mean, again, she has a fucking instacast ult, which I will complain about forever. I think the ult just straight up needs a nerf. 1,000 health? Are you fucking with me right now? 1,000 health. We're still not nerfing that to 700 or 500. Like, I understand that some characters can counter her really easily. Like, if Punisher ults, you can insta kill like the hell out of her ult. But how often are you gonna do that? Like, the fact is, she's just gonna be in her ult all the time, and they're gonna take away the Strange from defending his team to block the Hela ult. Hela ult is just disgusting. It's a free life. She has a invulnerability movement spell, and then she has a stun, and then she has an extra right click that does AoE damage. I don't, and then she has a passive that brings back a tank and a support if she kills someone with a last shot, which she probably will, because her damage is still good. I personally think if they nerf her ult, then I think she'd be okay, but her ult's still kind of disgusting. That's the main thing I want to talk about. Hawkeye and Hela both got nerfs, but Hawkeye received like all his nerfs on what made him good. Hela only received nerfs on one thing that made her good, and not everything that made her good. And dude, her ult's still disgusting. No. What the fuck is that? Yeah, that's so fucking balanced, bro. Let's keep that in the game. Invis Woman is part of triple support meta that I hate, so I would arguably say that she does need a nerf to her ult, but other than that, I think she's okay. She has a very good kit. She's very hard to play, to be honest. I know a lot of people say that she's easy, but I think consistently healing on Invisible Woman is not as easy to pick up unless you try playing her a lot. I think if you play her a lot, then the heal becomes really easy, but I think personally, there's a lot of skill expression with Invisible Woman, and I think she's really good. I just think it's a lot easier to be better on other healers, and I think for that reason, I'm okay with keeping her where she is, but at the same time, nerf triple support, so we gotta nerf the ult. The ult just dropped the 8 seconds to 6 seconds. I guess it counted Star-Lord ult, so I can't really complain about it too much, because Star-Lord is fucking annoying. So, I mean, I don't know. I think nerf the ult. Oh my god, bro. How this character has fallen. I used to think this character was really good. And to some extent, he still kind of is good in some ways. He's just fucking hard to play. Like, he's just not worth it. He's super fun. Something about Iron Fist is that he's just a bullet magnet, so anyone that fucking, as soon as they hear or see an Iron Fist, the whole team just jumps him. Iron Fist is just a walking kill me sign. And the supports are getting dove, they'll tell the tanks, and the tanks will just dive the backline and kill Iron Fist, because, you know, he's pretty squishy. Like, yes, he has the right click, but like some people have just learned how to not shoot him. And you know what's funny? Sometimes when I do press right click, they mean to shoot me, but they fucking miss and I get punished for it. So that's cool. And I fucking die because his TDK is actually pretty long, considering, like, you know, if you're playing Psylocke, Psylocke has like an insane TDK. But the difference, I guess, is Psylocke takes slightly more skill than Iron Fist. I think Iron Fist is just, he needs a buff. There are a couple ways you can do it. You could increase his damage. That's a little bit risky because then it becomes more less skill. You can increase his survivability by giving him more mobility. So I would say decrease the amount of cooldown his shift is on. That one's a pretty good one. Another one is to buff his right click, like give him maybe an extra right click. I think probably the best one is that he can hold it longer than just 1 second. That's just my opinion though. I don't know what else they could do with him, because I feel like he just needs a little bit of buff. He's kind of fucking disgustingly hard to play right now. Like even in the low elo, I feel like sometimes he's just kind of hard to play. Iron Man low key just needs a buff to his E without the charge, and then nerf his E with his Gamma Team Up. Like without Gamma Team Up, he should have more damage. Without Gamma Team Up, he should have. With Gamma Team Up, he should have less damage, but without it, he should have more damage. So I think we just changed some values here, and honestly, he'd be pretty good. I think Iron Man is still pretty solid, although I do think he could use a little bit more damage in his left click. If you hit a splash, maybe 35 damage instead of 30. Right now it's 30, it's not great. His ult's good. I think movement speed is, honestly, at first I thought, you know, maybe movement speed should be buffed. I think he's okay. I think good Iron Man players are starting to figure out that you don't have to be like flying in the middle of a fucking area now. You just kind of hide and then go in with your ult, with your E up. And I think that's a good way to play him. But I do think he just needs more damage base and then less Gamma Team Up, because I want him to be playable without the Gamma Team Up. I also don't want him to be strong as fuck with his Gamma Team Up, you know? So that's my balance here. I honestly think Jeff has the hardest one to balance, because I low-key think they should rework him a little bit and just give him an extra ability. I don't know what extra ability is, but if you really seriously think about it, Jeff has one ability that isn't his left or right click, and it's his E and shift. Like, and I'm not even gonna count his shift, because his shift is like a form of escape. It's like his E. His E is just healing and a movement boost. Like, he has a lot of, like, Luna has so many fucking keys, bro. Like, Luna just has so much more fucking utility than this character, and I feel like he just needs more utility, and that would make him kind of good. Like if he just had one extra ability that did something different other than just pop a bubble. And I'm not saying that Jeff's healing is ass. He just needs something else to make him stand out on why you would pick Jeff over another healer other than like pocketing someone. I mean, his ult's fun, don't get me wrong. I think his ult's kind of gonna always be the way it's gonna be. I don't think you can buff it, I don't think you can nerf it anymore. But I think he just needs something else to keep him like, oh yeah, maybe we should bring Jeff for this reason. Loki's gonna be broken as long as support ults are broken, and I think he's the only exception where that doesn't matter. Loki is just, he's good. I think nothing else can be changed about him. He's a high skill character, and he deserves to be. He's pretty complicated. The only thing I don't like is that his shift is disgusting. Then again, I am a dive player, so that does piss me the fuck off. But other than that, I think Loki's fine. Loki stays where he is. Luna Snow, nerf the ult, 12 seconds to 8 seconds. That's it. Thank you and good night. Like, that's really all I have to say. Magic, on the other hand, Magic, I feel like her Dark Child is so fucking strong now, but that's just me, maybe. I think her Dark Child's absolutely disgusting. I think her normal is kind of eh. I think she's okay where she is. I don't think she needs to be a buff. I feel like a good Magic player is disgusting on Magic, and a bad Magic player is just kind of what I expect on Magic. Because I think Magic is like, Magic Loki has so many good things on her. It's just a matter of how you use it. I don't think she's like, I'm not always pissed when I see a Magic player. I am, however, pissed whenever I see a Black Panther, so I think Magic is doing fine. Magneto, he's just fine. He has a good ult that counters support ult right now. I don't think he really needs a nerf or a buff. I mean, maybe they could just buff his melee. I think his melee would look cool if he had a little bit extra melee damage without the Star of the Witch thing. But that's just more of an aesthetic thing to me. I think Magneto's fine where he is. He kind of serves his purpose. Mantis, kind of also the same thing. Just serves her purpose. She's good. I don't think she's broken anymore. It's because I think power creep just happened so bad in this game that all the other supports just became so fucking disgusting. But I think Mantis is fine. I think her ult's a little bit annoying to deal with. Like, it's pretty, I mean, it's like a support ult, but it's not the worst one. It's pretty good, just not as good as Luna. Mr. Fantastic, Loki needs a buff. I don't know what the buff about him personally. I haven't played a lot of him, but I know one thing's for sure is that he just definitely feels a little bit lackluster. He just dies so fucking fast sometimes. So maybe he could either do more damage while he's not in his buff form, because I think in his buff form he does fucking tons of damage, but without his buff form he does like such low damage. Maybe they could buff his normal damage without him being buffed. When the buff, I don't know, when he explodes. Like, other than that, when he's not at full elasticity, he could use a little bit more damage personally. Moon Knight, can we nerf? This is the other thing. I want Moon Knight to be nerfed because obviously his ult's right now busted as fuck. But the other thing I want to nerf is that Moon Knight should do a lot of damage. That's for sure. And he should only really do that much damage when he's landing direct hits. I think if he hits Ongs, he should do maybe 90% of the damage that he normally does. Like, still give him a lot of damage when he hits Ongs. Don't get me wrong. This character, like, it's actually kind of hard to hit direct hits on Moon Knight. Believe it or not, guys, I know for one thing, I'm saying Moon Knight takes a little bit of skill. He does. When you're not shooting the Ong, he's harder to use his left click. It is 100% true. So maybe just make it a little bit more rewarding for people who actually know how to play this character without the Ong. And then it's less annoying for people to deal with. Namor nerf his squids, bro. I think the fact is Namor counters every fucking dive character in this game disgustingly well. And it's not fun to play against it because now Spider-Man, Psylocke, Black Panther, Magic, all of them become fucking useless because this character is existing. This character is like straight up almost a hard counter. And there should not be any hard counters in this game. There should be soft counters. I think he should be a soft counter, but I think the squids either have too much health or doing too much damage. Everything else about him though, kind of good. Kind of keep it the same. Penny is, I feel like she just needs a little bit more offensive capabilities, because other than that, I think Penny's fine where she is. Loki just needs a little bit more offensive stuff, and I don't know what they can do to make her offensive, but that's my goal. My goal is to just, I think we should give her something offensive, because like, she's only really good at defense. On attack, you're kind of trolling. Maybe she can place her nest a little bit further. I don't know. She could place on walls maybe. That'd be good. I don't know. I think just giving her a little bit buff to her spider nest, in terms of like where you can place it, might just help her be better on offense. I'm not really sure though. This one's a little bit iffy on. Psylocke, fuck man. Psylocke just got really dog shit because of the fucking 3 support meta. And honestly, again, if they nerf 3 support meta, she doesn't really need to change at all. I think Psylocke is good. I think she has like a really high skill expression. She's kind of good where she is right now. I just kind of hope that 3 support gets nerfed so that she's better. Because right now, in 3 support, it's not worth playing her. Rocket Raccoon, I feel like his ult just sucks. I mean, again, like, yeah, I know it gets 40% extra damage, guys, I get it. But truth be told, a lot of Rocket players are fucking carried. He just needs something to do more active in the game other than fucking heal bot. I don't know what it would be. He's annoying to deal with. Like, he's hard to kill. He heals a lot. I low-key think they should buff his healing single target, but that's just me. Scarlet Witch, I think they should just give her more flat damage. But at the same time, I don't know. Scarlet Witch is hard to balance. The only thing I want to maybe give her is an ult buff. I want her to get maybe 20 or 35% damage reduction when she's ulting. This would be a lot better for her. Yes, she can still get CC out of it. That should be fine. But I think she should have some little bit of tankiness. I don't know. Spider-Man needs so many buffs. He's just not worth picking. He gives me every reason to believe that every time I see a Lord Spider-Man, they're dog shit. Spider-Man is too complicated for what he does. He is such little value for what he does, and you have to play a fuck ton to make him useful. And it's just not worth playing Spider-Man. So please give him more damage. Please make him easier. Like, he's really just hard for the sake of being hard. That is what Spider-Man is right now. He has 5 web shots that take fucking forever to get back. His punches come back so fucking fast. I don't get it. Punches come back fast. His web swings come back decently fast, but I feel like they could give it a 1 second buff. Just like come back 1 second faster. It'd be huge for him because he really needs his uptime. Either give him more web shots or buff the web shot damage or let it come back faster. Because dude, his downtime is the worst time to be Spider-Man. And Spider-Man's already really, like, how often are you seeing really good Spider-Mans? Like, they're definitely not in my lobbies. They're always the ones fucking inting. Spider-Man's ult, did you know that Spider-Man's ult can get out healed by holding neck or right click? But it can. It fucking sucks. I did it before. It was ass. Yeah. Also buff his ult damage, like in terms of range. It's like really fucking shit. Squirrel Girl is, I feel like Loki, she might need a nerf soon, but for now, I'll keep her as, you know, as no change. Because I think a good Squirrel Girl is kind of disgusting. But again, I don't think enough people have caught on to her to make it a problem. So for now, I'm gonna say nothing changes on her. I think Star-Lord needs a slight damage buff by like 5 meters. Personally, I feel like Star-Lord does no fucking damage at like anywhere other than close range. And I know that's how the way you play him, but at the same time, like, I don't know, if you're hitting headshots at that range and you're doing that little damage, I feel like they should give him a little bit more damage, just a little bit. Ult though, on the other hand, fine. I think other than that, honestly, Star-Lord's fine. I just feel like he's a little bit weaker at mid-range, and I feel like he should have a little bit more damage at mid-range, but I don't know, maybe it's best he keeps it at short range, but this is my personal opinion. I think a little bit more damage would be good for him. I love how I was making fun of this character like 1 month ago, and now she's the most disgusting character in this game. What they need to nerf is literally just her damage. I know before she was doing negative damage, but now she's doing too much damage. And especially that fucking E where it electrocutes you and then you like hit them, like it does like half health instantly. It's crazy how much damage that does. Nerf Storm by like, I don't know, don't revert the changes to where it was, because she was fucking horrible without them. Find the middle ground in between this buff and before she got buffed. Just find that middle ground and I think she'll be fine. Punisher has to kind of stay. I think Punisher can stay where he is. Maybe a little bit of a nerf on his ult, personally speaking. I mean, the fact that it can kind of shred through a lot of things, health-wise included, maybe isn't the best. But at the same time, I don't know, he's kind of solid. I wouldn't say he's like, oh my god, he's busted. He's just really fucking strong. Oh, okay, this one's a little bit hard. Thor, I feel like does so much damage, but at the same time, he's so fucking ass. Because, like, I feel like as a solo tank, this guy just doesn't work. He's your horrible solo tank. I don't know why a lot of people like the solo tank on Thor, but he's not good solo tank. He's really good in the off tank. Like, he destroys other tanks. Like, he can beat the shit out of a lot of squishies if you're playing as an off tank, but a lot of people start playing as a singular tank and he just doesn't have enough survivability to do that. I know they already did try to buff his like survivability a little bit this season, but I don't know if they should do that again, because then he's gonna become really hard to kill. But I don't know, maybe low-key, I just think one thing they could buff is that his right click does more damage. I feel like his right click is so cool, but it does fucking nothing. So maybe just give him his right click more damage. That's the only buff I can think about right now. And I don't really think of any nerfs. He's kind of okay where he is. Oh, Venom. Oh, the mighty have fallen. I remember playing Venom in the beta. Oh my god, Venom was so awesome in the beta. He was so disgusting, but now it's like he's fallen from grace. That could be because they, people figured out how to play against him. The main problem is that everyone fucking shoots Venom. I don't know why, even I fucking fall victim to this. Venom is just the most shootable character in this game. Venom's the most shootable character in this game. No, it's not because he's wearing a gigantic white spider. It's because of the gigantic size he just is. And I'm not gonna make a race joke, because that's fucked up. I'm just saying Venom is huge, and he's gonna get fucking shot because he is gigantic. Everyone's gonna focus on Venom, especially if they're destroying the backline. He is huge, he is a problem, and he's easily dealt with because of his huge size. So what are we gonna do to counter it? I don't know. I feel like it's kind of weird to like buff Venom any more than you can, because he's like, if you buff him, he's gonna become a little bit too strong at destroying your squishies. I don't know if it, like, damage-wise, I think he's fine. Survivability-wise, I think maybe in his E, he should hold his E for longer before it drops off. That's just the only way I can see buffing him without making him disgustingly broken. Just like let his E last for like a second longer, or a second or two longer. Guys, I'm a little bit biased here because I am a Winter Soldier main. I am Lord on him. But the truth is, I think Bucky can either use a nerf or he can stay where he is. The only thing I really think they could nerf about Bucky is maybe his hook. I think nerfing his hook from 8 seconds to 9 seconds might be better than, the current 8 seconds it is. It's a very strong ability, let's be honest. And I do think Bucky needed that survivability buff, because Bucky is just absolutely getting, I don't understand why he was always 250. He was not good at being 250 HP. He would get fucking bursted down so fast for no reason. 275 is good for Bucky. He needed it more than fucking Hela did, that's for sure. However, I do think that this character is a little bit overtuned, but at the same time, you can't buff his ult, you can't nerf his ult. His ult is literally like, if you get one, you can get another. You could also completely lose it. Like, his ult's honestly fine. His ult's not busted, believe it or not. I know a lot of people are gonna say it's busted. It's really not that busted. Like, you have to be played in the worst position ever to let Bucky get like a fucking 6-man reset constantly. Like, it's crazy to like let it happen. Like, it's on the enemy team, it's not really on the Bucky. I think, however, the grab is kind of strong. I do feel like maybe it needs a bit of a nerf, but I wouldn't say like you can't just make the hitbox worse. I think you just make the cooldown a little bit longer, and that's what I would balance about him. Because other than that, I think he's fine. The Wolverine. It's so crazy that I used to think some of these characters that are broken right now were like ass as fuck. And the truth is, sometimes Wolverine is kind of ass. Wolverine's ass if you're not playing into a tank. Like, there's no point in playing Wolverine if you're not playing into a tank. Wolverine is meant to kill tanks. It's established. We figured it out, guys. He has percentage max health damage. It's probably best to not play him into like squishies, because he kind of fucking loses every 1v1 against squishies at full health, in my opinion. I mean, if you get the grab off, you can maybe win, but you're not gonna win if there's a healer nearby. That's for sure. So I think Wolverine. I think the only way to balance Wolverine is we do a power shift. Instead of giving him so much max health damage, we shift some of that percentage max health damage to more flat damage, so that he can have a better job of dealing with other duelists, but he can also still take on the tank, just not as disgusting as he currently is. Because right now fucking he's destroying it. Right now Wolverine kills fucking every tank so easily, it's kind of disgusting. So I think they should nerf how well he's doing in the tanks, not completely destroy him as a hard, like, because right now he's right now a hard counter to tanks. Let's make him a soft counter. Like, yes, he does a lot of damage to tanks, but he's not gonna fucking insta-kill you like he currently does. He should do just a bit less. I don't know, 5 to 10% less damage. He's banned all the time now because all the tank players fucking hate him. I think that's it. I think I've counted all the characters that are out right now. I don't think I missed anyone. I think the biggest buff they could give right now, personally speaking, is probably Spider-Man or Iron Fist. Those two characters low-key need a buff. And the character they need to nerf right now is probably Storm. Because that character, like, I suck ass in that character, and I'd fucking destroy lobbies with her. Same thing with Namor. I don't think I destroy lobbies with Namor, but I can do a good enough job as playing Namor when I fucking suck ass at him in like decent high elo. Not a good sign for that character. This is my buffs, nerfs, or same. I don't even know what I'm gonna call this video, but that's what I'm gonna call. But that's what it was. That's my opinion on all the characters in this game. They could definitely change within the next season, and I hope they do. It's been really fun. I think the game is really, really a good spot. I'm not losing any interest in playing the game yet, which is crazy to say. And yeah, can't wait for the game's future. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and follow for more. Peace. That was a long fucking video.